Hello friends, welcome to my channel Go Digit. Today in this video we will learn about the concept of comments, variables in the PowerShell scripting. Right. So as we all know that whenever we write any script, whenever we write any code, sometimes we do require comment option in order to give the developers the read access, like basically to tell the developers that what this code is doing, right? In terms of layman language, we add certain sentences in the English statement that this code is doing this particular work, or sometimes we have to comment some of the codes, maybe a single line code comment, or you want to block the, or you want to comment the complete function or block of code. So multi-line comments is also a requirement. So how to do that? So we will learn that concept first. So to add a comment, we have to add this hash symbol here, right? So now as soon as you add hash, whatever you will write afterwards, PowerShell will consider it as a comment, right? It will not consider it as a script or as a code. So for example, if I write this command called write host here, right? And if I write down this is PowerShell, okay, and if I run this, I get this output. This is PowerShell. But let's say I want to comment this line. So to add this, to make this line not run, or PowerShell should not consider this as a code. So what I can do is that I can add hash here. And as soon as I add hash, you can see that the color is changed. And now if I run anything, I will not get any output, because now PowerShell is thinking, PowerShell is understanding that there is no code as such, or there is no command as such written which you want to run, or system will give you any sort of output out of it, right? So this is how we can add single line comment, right? Now let's say I want to add one remark, like add multi-line comment, right? So now you can see that this is my remark which I added, and now whatever I add forward, or whatever I will write onwards, is something, a code which I want to write, and it will give, this remark will give an understanding to the developer, to the third developer who will let's say in future read your code, right? So now how to add the multi-line comment is that, let's say this is the two lines of code you have written. I can add like this, and I can remove this one as well. So let's say this is your two lines of code which you want to block. So one thing is that you can do one by one by adding hash, or we can add this syntax like this. So as soon as you add this angular brackets with hash, so you can see that I'm getting this remark that I need to add this terminator hash, and this bracket is missing from the multi-line comment. Okay, so let's add hash and angular bracket, and this is how you can see that I get this complete block of code as commented, right? So this is a quite easy way through which you can comment multiple lines in one go, or like if you want to do one by one, if you want to go one by one, then always you can add hash before it, and then your complete line gets commented, right? So this is the concept of how to add comments in the PowerShell scripting. Okay, now let's learn the second concept. The second concept which I wanted to share here is about the environment variables. So environment variables are, as if you look at this word, it has environment plus variables. So variables, we all know that it is like a container, right, which holds some values, which holds some information, and you can use that value via variable option in your scripting. But then it has the environment thing. So environment means that some of the variables which are set or used by the operating system, and they are stored in the computer registry, which is common, right? Which is common no matter if you're using PowerShell, if you're using .NET, if you're using Java or any other language. So it will hold the same value in different platforms until and unless you are using the same operating system, right? So this environment variables are totally based from the operating system perspective. Okay, so if you go to the search bar and type environment variables, here you can go that in the system properties we have this option called environment variables, right? And then you can see here the different variables along with what value they hold, right? So these are the standard variables which will remain common. So how to make the use of these environment variables, let's understand from that perspective. Okay, so for example, let me open this folder, and now I use one command, get child item. Okay, if I press enter, I can see that these are the two files which are available in my temp folder. But if I write down get child item env colon and press enter, so you can see that I'm getting the list of complete environment variables which I showed you here. Okay, so one way is that obviously nobody remembers the names of the variables, especially from the environment perspective. So you can open the environment variable section in the Windows operating system and then see the name of the variables. Otherwise, if you don't know, you can run this command get child item environment colon, and then it will give you the list of all the variables along with its value, right? So now let's say if I want to use the value of OS variable name, this the name of the OS is, okay, and then how to call this variable, add a dollar sign and then type the name of the variable. So as soon as you type the name of the variable, you will get this option env colon attached as a prefix, right? Because you cannot directly call the variable name of which is exactly OS, but it's an environment variable, so environment colon is already attached with that. So select this and now press enter, and you will see that the name of the OS is Windows NT, right? So this basically this variable holds this value, that's why it is coming up like this. Okay, maybe I want to use some other like number of processors or something like that, then press enter, I'm getting this output. So the idea is I can use these variables if my script demands, then rather than I define a user variable and then add values into it and then I call it, I can directly use these variables into my scripting. And I told you the way how to add that. For example, let's say you want to add a new environment variable of your own. Okay, so there is a function called like set item. Okay, and then type environment colon uh, the name of the variable and then the value of the variable like this. Okay, and press enter. And now if you want to see the value which this variable holds, okay, press enter, and you can see that this is the value of this check variable, right? You can directly type the name of the variable and it will give you the value. So in this way, I have created a new environment variable and assigned some values to it. But the thing is, because I have created a new variable using this set item, so this command basically create the variable only for this particular session. So as soon as you close this and then if you try to find this variable, you will not able to find it because these is not standard environment variables which is available in your particular list. Okay, so this is the concept of environment variables and how we can utilize it in our scripting. Okay, now there is this is like one of the type of the environment variable is the system variables which I showed you, like these are the system variables, OS and number of processors and other commands. But the other second type of variable is the are the user variables. Like the user variables are similarly very easy. Like the way is to create a new variable, we have to add a dollar sign, and then let's say I want to create one variable, so I have to type the name of the variable and then assign some value to it. Okay, then let's say I create one another variable. Let's say I'll give it name as a, as b, and this 20, and then int var c, which holds the value int var a plus int var b. Okay, now if I want to print this, if I want to use this, let's say sum is dollar int var c, and if I run this, you can see that I'm getting this output as sum as 30, right? So what I have done is, to create a user variables, you have to add a dollar sign which tells the PowerShell script that going forward whatever you write, it's the name of the variable. Then after you use equals to, which means that you are assigning the value to it. So if you assign an integer variable, integer value, it becomes an integer variable. If you assign decimal value, then it becomes decimal variable. So if you assign string, then it becomes string variable, right? Like let's say if I create str var is equals to hello world. Okay, let me write world, right? And then I type write host hello and then string var, and if I run this, I get this hello world, right? So this is how you can get the output, right? And you can use the user variable concept into your PowerShell script. So in this video, I wanted to explain you these basic concepts, like how to add single line comment, how to add multi-line comment, how to use and play with the environment system variables, and how to create the normal user variables. Okay, so that's it in the today's video. If you like it, request you to please hit the like button and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching this video.